Venue options can be very overwhelming when you're planning your big day. We're here today at Rocket to chat with Kelly about the many options available in the Rocket Room. Come on in. Hi Kelly, thanks so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for talking to me today.
Absolutely. We absolutely love the Rocket Room. There's so many possibilities. My head is spinning with ideas right now.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a great room. Rocket itself is right downtown, centrally located, and it's an old heritage building. So the feeling here is great. You get a real sense of St. John's history, and there aren't many places in St. John's that are like that.
Yeah, they just can't offer that, can they?
No, I mean, the original floors here, some exposed brick, and it just gives you a warm sense of intimacy that you don't get at a lot of places.
Yeah. So Kelly, tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Rocket Room itself.
Well, we opened Rocket Bakery in March 2011, and it's sort of launched itself right away. We do everything from scratch. All our food is made from scratch. We have a great dining area downstairs, and it's sort of the warmth and the intimacy and the friendliness of the ground floor spaces come up here to the Rocket Room. And so someone who's looking for a fun, intimate venue, who's maybe a little more laid back, looking for a funky space, alternative space, this is sort of the place for them.
So Kelly, I know from experience that the Rocket Room transforms not just from an open room into such a beautiful venue. Do brides usually come in with a vision, or is that something you can help them set up when it comes to decor or even the layout of the room?
Well, a lot of brides do come in with a vision, which is great because it's helpful for us in terms of helping them plan the wedding. But sometimes when they come in and they see the room, it changes everything. It is a game changer when you come in for the first time and you see what the Rocket Room is, and you can just see brides mostly, and some grooms, thinking about the potential of what they could do up here.
Perfect. Now, you are right here in the heart of downtown St. John's.
Right.
You have such a beautiful location and a gorgeous view. Are there any, benefits or challenges to hosting your event here?
Well, I think one of the biggest benefits is that this is a heritage building, and I think you really feel the historical aspect of St. John's when you're here. All of the aspects of the room have been saved, the original floors, the ceilings, the exposed brick. It all lends itself to a wonderful, intimate space. And it kind of gives a really great Newfoundland flair to the wedding, which for a lot of brides is important because you have so many people coming from away and they really want to show them what Newfoundland hospitality is all about. That's one great aspect. The other is that because we're right downtown, we're really close to George Street, like 2 steps away. And
the party continues.
The party continues. So after, they finish up here, people can wander off onto George Street and have a great time as well. Another great aspect for having your wedding at Rocket is that you can utilize the whole building, especially before 8 o'clock at night. So a lot of brides will get married here, and then guests can move through the building, going down to the bakery, sitting down in the orbit room, chatting in groups. So the whole building can be used for the wedding. It's not just the Rocket Room. And a lot of brides and grooms like to get their photos taken in the orbit room. It's a really fun, cheery place. It has the original walls, and it's bright, and like I say, it's cheery with all the flags that we have up. So a lot of photographs are taken down there, and some brides and grooms, some couples actually get their photos taken behind the bakery counter because Rocket is a little bit of a tourist attraction, and just to say that you were behind the counter sometimes is pretty fun. We are downtown, and there is a perception that there's not much parking, but in fact on the weekends there are so many different places that have free parking, and we have a lot of new parking garages that have reduced rates on the weekend. So really parking downtown, especially on the weekends, is not an issue anymore. We also have a loading in area at the back off Duckworth Street. So any vendors that are helping with setting up the wedding can load in very easily. And we also have an area for people who need some assistance getting in. They can come in the back door as well.
When it comes to the type of reception, I know that cocktail receptions are really popular right now. Does the cocktail style really lend itself well to Rocket Room with, entertaining and more, like you said, a laid back kind of atmosphere?
Right. Yes. Cocktail receptions are sort of our most popular type of wedding right now. But that doesn't mean, I think a lot of brides think it means everyone has to stand up, and you know, we all have grandparents and so forth that come to weddings. So ours are often cocktail receptions, but there is usually lots of seating available. And it's also, you know, it can be more economical than a sit-down meal. We do sit-down meals, but having cocktail receptions is great because you get a real variety of food choices, so there's something for everyone.
Do you have any tips or pointers for those that might be planning their reception on a reduced budget?
Well, from my own experience and from having so many weddings here, I would say that couples should really decide what's important to them and spend their money on that, and then, you know, think about their mother-in-law after. I don't know, I just think, you know, think about what's important to you, spend your money where you think it's going to have the most impact on you for your memories, because it's all about memories, and then spend the rest of the budget accordingly.
Speaking of memories, I'm sure there are lots of memories in this room.
Yeah.
And you get to be a part of what a lot of people refer to as the most memorable part of the evening for the guest.
Yes.
Is the reception. Do you have any memories that you can share with us? Any specific wedding days that stand out?
Because Rocket's kind of considered love central. I mean, not only are we located downtown, but we have so many stories of people meeting at Rocket or having their first date here, and then having an anniversary of their first date, and then getting married. Like, there are so many love stories here already. It's kind of corny, but it's true, that when you actually see a wedding, you know, come to life, a lot of them as a result of, you know, people meeting here. It's just really a wonderful thing.
Kelly, what other events can we book here in the Rocket Room? Could we possibly host other wedding-related events, rehearsals, wedding showers, or even corporate events?
Yes, yeah. The Rocket Room is great. Like I say, it's a very intimate space. So we can have 150 here for a cocktail reception, but we also have had reception or rehearsal dinners for 10 people. And still have it feel intimate just from the way we set up the room. But we have all kinds of events here, corporate training, team building, we have festival, you know, luncheon panels, we have yoga sessions, drumming circles, everything that could possibly go on in the Rocket Room has gone on. Yes, it's a fun place. That's the bottom line. I think the feeling that you get when you walk into Rocket is that it's fun, dynamic, warm, friendly, and that feeling when you walk in downstairs is translated up here to the Rocket Room too.
It really is, Kelly. How can our couples come in and take advantage of the Rocket Room for their weddings? How can they get in contact with you?
Well, they can call our catering office, and that number is 738-2015, and our friendly catering folk can tell you about date availability and rental rates and all that kind of thing, and make menu suggestions right away as well.
Perfect. And can we find you online as well?
Yes, www.rocketfood.ca.
Perfect. Thanks so much for having us today, Kelly.
You're
It's been
welcome.
amazing.
Thanks, Emily.